First sunshine for 3 weeks, and the children come out from their tents of chairs and old sheets, living room traffic jams and battlefields of red-coat soldiers, to expand, run and with unsteady legs in and out of shades. Up terraces of slums, young gum-chewing mothers sit outside on thrones of light. The radios inside or placed on window ledges grow hot with sun and electricity.
We used to play a lot out with our friends down Penrose Street. We'd do rollerblading, we would play games, we'd sort of knock on for all the other children down the street, and it was a really nice place to grow up. Everybody knew everybody. And I've still got friends from there now.
So there were 3 girls. There was Elaine, Denise and Julie. And Elaine's 2 days older than me. And then there's Denise and then there's Julie. So we all really played together, did lots of things together, because it was really handy having girls living next door. Oh, we used to do all sorts. Kind of at the back, it used to be called Mucky Peggy Lane at the back of our houses, because it used to be a mud track. And then they made it into a no-through road and concrete it, which was really nice. So at the back, right outside of the back of our houses, there was so many bollards. So we used to sing, get our acts together, sit on the bollards or stand on the bollards, singing songs. Downtown was one of our favourites, hoping we'd be discovered. But as it was, we were never discovered.
You can always go downtown when you've got worries, all the noise and the hurry.
Compared to now, every corner had a shop on it practically. That's how it seemed. There was lots of local little shops where you could get almost everything, or beer off shop. That was always there. Then you had a fish and chip shop. You always had a sweet shop that sold tobacco.
Oh, you could get anything on Beverley Road. And actually down Cage Street, there was the men's barbers, Rubens, which was always quite exciting because he used to have girly magazines in, for the men in the windows, and we used to think, ooh, what else, and something for the weekend men, So it was like a little bit excitement.
Went there once, Mum said never again. Proper basin cuts in those days.
Rumour has it, he was sacked as a sheep shearer.
There was an antique shop. It was near Bed Bath, opposite Dorchester. It had a great big cannon outside.
I remember it now, owned by a guy called Jerome.
That's him, very larger in life.
Irish, loved to haggle.
I had a flat in the house next door to the shop. The cannon was replaced by a mine then. The kind that floated in the sea.
Kingston Aquatics Pet Shop belonged to my late father, David Waters. It was situated at 339 Beverley Road opposite the Mayfair. Dad made aquariums at his workshop down Lambert Street.
I seem to remember a monkey in a cage outside the shop.
Yes, he did have a monkey. I remember my dad saying after the shop closed it was reowned at Silbury Park Zoo.
I mean, everybody had a great life. I mean, the Welly Club was a working men's club. I mean, on Saturday night there'd be 800 people in that club. And everybody babysat. And it was in the days when, I mean, all the girls down the street from 11 or 12 would be babysitting, wouldn't they?
We was knocking down the pub doors at 7. Every pub was bulging. Everybody did the run together. You get dressed up to the nines and go out dancing.
So cinemas were really important during the war, obviously, because it was the only way you could see what was happening about the progress of the war. It's one thing to listen to it on the radio, but to come and to see it on a newsreel, obviously people wanted to do that. They also wanted to forget about the war and just relax and have a laugh at a cartoon or something, so The Great Dictator, very appropriately. It was a very, very well-known film at the time, and it was unusual because although there was a comedy element, obviously, with Charlie Chaplin in it, it had a serious side to it because it was really telling the story of what was happening to the Jews in the ghettos. So it had that. If there was an air raid on, they'd put a big sign up on the screen of the cinema saying air raid in progress, and people could decide whether they were going to stay or go out. But most people by that stage in the war, they knew they were probably safer going into this robust end of the cinema by the front door, as it were, than there would be in a shelter. So they moved to what was the back of the auditorium, under this gallery, which is this reinforced concrete gallery, and nobody was killed and nobody was seriously injured. So about 150 people in there, and so it was really a good news story in that sense. So I suspect what they were aiming for was the power station on Skulcoats Lane, which is the electricity power station. And we know that the Germans had got it on their list of targets. That night, there was the bombing was particularly concentrated in the Beverley Road area, and there was kind of a line of it going up just to the east of Beverley Road, across Beverley Road, and up sort of in the direction of Cottingham Road. So they tended to drop incendiaries first, which started fires, and then they'd come along with what dropped. This one was a landmine, which is like a great big thing, it's about the size of a dustbin, on a parachute. That's what they dropped on the back of the cinema. And as I say, it did cause havoc for people who lived on Fountain Road, but fortunately the cinema people were lucky.
We used to take a spoon out. We used to go and dig on the bomb building site, and we'd bring back all these little shards of china and broken ornaments and things. And my aunt used to cry her eyes out because that was old Mrs. So-and-so's trinkets that she had in the front room or on a mantelpiece. So she was always pulled to the sad side of it, whereas we got all these treasures. I'd only be about 6 or 7.
Every street had a bombed out building in those days, and they all had a bonfire.
The boys would have a competition to see who could build the biggest bonfire. We guarded our bonfire night and day.
Remember the year we got all the doors from all the houses near Needles and melted my auntie's windows next to the bonfire.
It took about a week for that fire to go out.
Then, when the bonfires were done, the fairgrounds had put a waltzer or a carousel on the corner. I grew up seeing fairgrounds all the time round here.
And finally, a local family, the Penners, are celebrating 50 years selling ice cream in Pearson Park. Frank Penner's father emigrated to Hull from Italy when Frank's father was 6 months old. They ran a sweet shop and then had an ice cream cart before opening their kiosk in Pearson Park. It's still a family business today, and Frank, Anne, their son and daughters now work in Pearson Park. Frank and his wife Anne have come to the park every day for the past 50 years. The Penners have seen generations of people pass through for ice creams or cups of tea.
These are the edges round a quiet centre where lives are lived. Children brought up, where television aerial fixers come, or priests on black bikes to lecture the tardy. If you turn your back on it, people are only noises. Coughs, footsteps, conversations, hands working. They are a part of the silence of places. The people who live here, working, falling asleep, in a place removed one style in time, outwith the trend of places. They are like a lost tribe. The dogs bark when strangers come with rent books or free gifts.